Got a couple of things here this morning. I got some battery hookup things, and I also got this guy here, which is the billet aluminum button. It's gonna replace this one here. So let me put that on and see how it looks. Let's see. Gotta open this thing up. Alright, got it finally. So, unscrew this one. Looks like this. And then we're gonna replace it with this one. So, now there's still some goop on there. I'm just gonna clean this off with a little mineral spirits. Alright, got the sticky stuff off. Here it is. Okay. And that is what it looks like. This thing can also use a little cleaning off. And the other thing I got here is this battery stuff. So let's take a look at that. I'm just gonna save this one in case I ever need it. This thing goes in the garbage. Go in there. So I just got a bolt here. This is where my ground strap is gonna be. So this ground strap is going to be right here. See if I have a big enough washer for this. Well, I'm going to try this. I don't know if this black one is probably not really needed, but I guess, you know, you could have battery acid coming out of your battery, and that's the thing that the cover would help. I just don't know if it's coming out of that side, but I'll try it anyway. Alright, so we put that there like that, and then we basically make it so that this thing fits kind of like that. You know, it kind of fits. It's a little bit of a stretch here, but I'm gonna go with it. It's sort of the wrong shape in terms of having that fit on there, but you know, it'll look a little cleaner on the top of the battery. So I'll go with that and reattach this thing. This hopefully will reach where the starter is. So my understanding is that this guy connects to the battery, goes through there, and connects to the starter, which is going to be right there. So what I have to do is I have the grommet here. No, that's the battery clamp. No, get the battery clamp. This is the battery clamp. Gonna go, well, hole to get this to fit right. Oh, was it? No, I don't know. I have to figure out exactly how that fits. I'll figure it out. But have the grommet here. Just goes in here. So let's start with this thing all the way to the end. So that goes over this. That looks good. And then this thing, yeah, it's like this. Through there, much easier. Second time, it's gonna roughly go like that, so it needs to go about to this bend. That's gonna go through there. And I just need a little screwdriver to get this grommet in place. Alright, well, let's give this a shot. Alright, so there's the grommet for the red one, and underneath looks pretty good. So sum total, this thing is going to go here. That'll connect the top of the battery. This is my ground strap. We'll connect the ground of the battery. It'll look like this. And this guy here, and I need to find the bolt for it. That will clamp it down. Let's see if I can find a bolt. Alright, a couple of possibilities here, including lock washers. So let's just see if one of these is the right size. That's the right size. And that's probably what I'll use, and then I'll just put a lock washer on there, and then turn that down. That looks like it's a 15. So that'll look like that. So that looks good. So I would say overall, other than the fact that this one doesn't quite fit because this one comes in from the side, but we're going to go with that. I think that's going to look fine. This one looks good. Comes out the back. I can, you know, get my starter out, and question is I got the motor. I could put it on here and go ahead and install it on the chassis before I get the body, or I could wait and keep it on the stand and runnable, so I can tune it, because it's probably going to be a month or more, maybe two months before I get this body completed. My next step here on the body, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand down each of the 4 wheel wells here, and I'm gonna paint with a rust reformer. I'm gonna tape off here up to about just before where the fender bolt holes are, and I'm going to paint the entire inside of this with a black rust reformer. You can see that I've got some areas that I need to fix here, but I can sand that off. Well, I had a little bit of a setback here in that when I was putting this on, I slightly ripped this, and so I'm gonna have to order another one of these. It's just super annoying. It was hard to get this in over top of the little screws that hold the emergency brake, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Dremel and I'm gonna cut these flat to the bolts, that is to say to the nuts. The other thing that was annoying is I scraped the black part of the emergency brake putting that aluminum thing on there. But Positive side, I sanded down this wheel well and painted it with black rust reformer. As I said, what I'm going to do is the Lotus White is going to come just into where the fender bolts attach, because there's a little rubber thing here, and you're really only going to see down to right here, and then there's going to be a black rubber thing, and then there's going to be the fender. So underneath, the underside of my fenders are black, and so here this is going to be black rust reformer, possibly with some kind of undercoating or something else on there. So I'm going to do that on each of these. You know, I've definitely got some areas that I have to address here. Well, I don't know if I'm going to cut that out or if I'm just going to body fill that, but got area there and things like this here where you know, this whole area here needs attention. But I can at least, and I have some like a case of this black rust reformer paint coming. I can at least begin by getting my wheel wells all coated, and then I can do, you know, I need to get a piece of 22 gauge. I thought about just buying this panel because this is a little messed up, but I think I might be able to get away with just about a 5-inch panel here and just bend that under, weld that into place, and then I won't have to mess with this. And then I would need to put, you know, body filler coming out like that could be like a 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch body filler to make this look normal. But I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. I don't know. But this wheel well, you know, now that I have this repair panel on there, looks pretty good. And this is a problem here, but you know, you're not going to see that because it's underneath the fender. So slowly but surely, I'm going to you know, do this metal repair. I'm going to sand down this entire body, and I'm going to fix an area like this, but for the most part, some of this, I'm really just going to sand it down like this, where I take off the clear coat and I go down, and then I just paint the Lotus White over top of it. You know, places like this, I really want to get this with rust reformer inside and out, here and here, and that way, hopefully, that will prevent this from progressing, and it gets a tiny bit of body filler on top of it. But you know, to clean up some more areas like this, and here, this is going to be, you know, get rust reformer on it. But previous owner had drilled a bunch of holes because this bumper bracket was repaired in here, so maybe I'll put something there in order to get rid of those holes. But you know, there's a lot of holes all throughout the thing, so probably it's okay. I got a bunch of seam sealer. So one question, you know, I'll just goop the seam sealer here. I think that these heater channels are pretty solidly in place. And then if, you know, in the manufacturing process, seems like it has like inch wide fat gobs of seam sealer on it. So, you know, why can't I do that to cover my imperfect welds? That's what I'm going to do. So it's the seam sealer that I've got seems a little bit rubberier than what I've been clipping off of here, but that may just be because it's super old. But you know, in the end, if I get this all covered, wire brush down, and then the inside of this dash is Lotus White, and this whole floor area and this is covered either with the carpet or with the headliner, you're not going to know as long as this rust is not progressing, and as long as all the exposed areas are Lotus white. I think it should look fine. Okay,